So to all the listeners, I would like to share with you these really sad news that I'm sure you have heard already, that our dear friend Barry Chamish, passed away today. I was very, very sad to hear these really sad news. I just wrote a post about him, a tribute to him on my website, on my blog, Israel Truth Times. If you want, you can read it. I just finished it this minute. I have so much to relate about Barry. Barry was a very unique person. I don't have to tell you all the articles he wrote, the many articles, the many books he wrote, the amazing research he did, the journalistic work he did. He was a very thorough researcher. He came up with all kinds of interesting facts that he brought together in a synthesis of information that was quite unique. I mean, he would always come up with these, he just knew how to ferret out information in a very skilled and fearless way. And many times the information that he brought out not only was fascinating, but also put him in quite a bit of danger from what he reported. Many times he had to face some attempts on his life, sabotage of his car, and various things that occurred as a result of his exposing some very powerful people in Israel. I don't know if you want me to mention certain names, but chief among the villains in the whole story, according to his research, was the latest president of Israel before the current president, Shimon Peres. He pointed out to the fact that Shimon Peres was in fact an agent of the Vatican in Israel, and we know very well that the Vatican never had any good intentions regarding the people of Israel in the land of Israel. In fact, they did everything they could to sabotage our hold on the land and trying to grab what belongs to us and make it theirs, which we know they are doing not only in Israel, but in many other places, but chief among them in Jerusalem. And Barry was among the pioneers of the researchers and journalists that exposed the Vatican and exposed the role of Shimon Peres in particular. He accused Shimon Peres of numerous crimes. Again, I can only relate to what Barry said. I cannot say whether I don't know. I am not a judge, but all I can say is Barry's research was very sound. I can't say yes or no. All I know is that whenever he would bring up facts, whenever he would bring up a theory, it was based on a lot of facts, a lot of information. He always had names, he had places, he had doctor's reports, he wouldn't just say something on top of his head. When he made an accusation, it was based on fact. So I don't know if I can believe everything he wrote, but a lot of what he wrote, a lot of what he said was first of all, was original, was pioneering work, and was very serious. And a lot of people started to take his writing seriously. Especially the issue about Yitzhak Rabin made headlines all over the world, basically, and now it's become pretty much mainstream that there was a conspiracy there, but Barry was the first one to bring this up. And it has made inroads in the general information sphere, and I don't know how far his writings have penetrated in the general consensus, but it's certainly the official version has not been accepted without second thoughts. Let's put it this way. The same way that a lot of the information all over the world turns out to be not at all what the media were presented it to be. And nowadays we know that we have been told an awful lot of lies by the mainstream media, not only in Israel, in all over the world. Basically, the media are lying, and Barry was one of the pioneers in exposing those lies.
Daisy?
So, yes?
I just wanted to let everyone know, in case someone's just joined us, why we're talking about Barry in the past tense, because Barry passed away early this morning, for those of you that don't know. So he was 64 years old. They say an apparent heart attack. And so we're all going to miss him very much.
Yes,
and
very much.
The reason I asked Daisy to come on is because I thought that perhaps it would be good for his friends and his listeners to hear it from a friend of his that he had passed away.
Yes, it was very sad, and we are going to miss him very much. But thank God, your radio show has preserved, I'm sure, a lot of the archives of these shows, and also his writings. I mean, he had fantastic writings, lots of very good articles that I am sure are still available on his website. I am not, I can't really give you all the details on where these articles can be found, but I know I myself read many of them, and they were really fascinating articles. He came up with so much information. He had firsthand experience of so many situations. He participated in so many events. He was involved in the Yemenite children with Uzi Meshulam. He was involved in Gush Katif. He was right there. He was involved in so many situations that were very heartrending, and he exposed the truth, and he was just a hero. As far as I'm concerned, Barry was a hero. He was a very courageous journalist. He suffered because of his courage. He was persecuted because of his courage. He was demonized because of his courage. I'm not saying everything he wrote was necessarily 100% the truth. I wouldn't know. But I know that a lot of the facts that he wrote were very sound and invaluable. And I really very much appreciate everything I learned from him. And I'm sure that his listeners learned a lot of very important things from him. And we're all very grateful to him. I'm sure the listeners are very grateful. And the last word I would like to say is I think God is very pleased with him. And I hope he has a very good place in the world to come for all his efforts to help his people. And he fought fearlessly to defend the Jewish people. And he cared so much. He cared so much about Israel. He cared so much about the lives of the Jews in Israel. He cared so much about our right to the land, about the right to Judea and Samaria. He cared. He was a lover of Israel and a staunch defender of Israel. And I am sure God is very pleased with him. And I personally would like to thank his listeners for the support they gave him, for all the people that helped him. And let's hope that we can continue his work and continue remembering all the good that he has done.
Well, Barry's going to be hard to forget and impossible to replace.
Yes. May his memory be blessed.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Daisy, for that tribute.
Thank you for giving me a chance to speak.
You bet. Bye-bye.
All the best. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, Barry's not here to continue the show, so remember his archives will be here at FirstAmendmentRadio.com, and on our YouTube page you'll find much of his work there. And I'm sure that for quite a while his articles will be also on his website at barrychamish.com, and I know his books are available at lulu.com. So that's it. That's our farewell to Barry.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening, and God bless everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.